Hear me? We are live. Where is everyone? Nigerians, Americans, wherever you may be in different parts of the world, let's get into this. Welcome to this live. So the scheduled live. Let me know as soon as you join in. Let me know where you are watching from and what time it is in your location. I'm sure we should be having a number of people joining in from different parts of the world. This seems to be a good time. So I want to welcome you to this live. And okay, it's not been a while, maybe about 48 hours or so ago. I think I was able to come up to show you some things about stress. We had to talk about stress, and we are still on that on this live. But I want to especially welcome everyone tuning in, and I will like to know where you are watching from. Kindly uh, indicate in the chat. So one of the things I have come to discover is that uh, what you don't pay attention to or give attention to, you're not likely to get the necessary results from that. So let me know how much of commitment you have to your health. Let me know how much of commitment you have to your health. According to the World Health Organization, health is defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and physical, social, and mental well being. Okay, so not just the absence of disease or infirmity. Welcome to the live. Let me know where you are watching from. Who is here? First to join in. Sometimes we have a number of people joining in, and then we are not able to have the number uh, reported by the system at the point they are joining in. So I will like to know as soon as you join in, let me know where you are joining from. I celebrate you. I welcome you. Thank you for uh, taking time to join. Yes, Mr. Patrick is here. He's here. It's Mr. Patrick. Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Thank you for tuning in. Where are you watching from this time? It's about 7 p.m. Nigerian time, West African time, 7:05. Are you in Uganda, Kenya? Mr. Patrick, kindly let me know. Yeah, Mr. Patrick says, how are you? I'm doing fine, thank you. And you? It's a happy Sunday from this side. Patrick, how are you doing? So, Patrick, you said something about your phone. I think I saw a post from you about having some faults in your phone. Hope you are able to fix it now. Yes, Uganda. Yes, watching from Kampala, Uganda. Welcome all the way from Uganda. Is it Uganda? Hope I got the pronunciation. Thank you for joining in. How is Uganda? Uganda, 9:06 p.m. this seems to be a good time. People in the UK, Canada should also be able to join. People in America should be like afternoon in America. So we should have more people tuning in from different parts of the world. So as soon as you join in, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Okay. And let's welcome you specially. Where are you watching from? I really like to meet you. And if you are coming across the channel for the first time, this is Dr. Soyemi Damilare. I am a medical doctor practicing currently in Lagos with a global audience and a vision for to reach many people with the message of health, wellness, and lifestyle. I usually say sometimes I share my YouTube growth experiences, okay, on some lighter notes. So it's 9:06 p.m. In Uganda. What time is it in your own location? Let me know in the chat. Mr. Patrick, Mr. Joseph, hope my audio is good. Do you like it? Using this external Bluetooth mic. Mr. Patrick says, no, I've not yet fixed. I'm using, oh, you're using your brother's phone at this time. Okay, I hope you get to fix it soon. What exactly happened to your phone, Mr. Patrick? Oh, very clear. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. I said the audio is very clear. I like that feedback. Thank you, Mr. Patrick. I hope you're able to fix your phone soonest. So, what exactly happened to your phone? There's something about use of our phones or other forms of other devices, talking about laptops, talking about your iPads, many other electronic devices. One thing that we all do, Mr. Patrick, can you kindly double tap on your screen to like the live? Remember, that helps the algorithm, like we say, to reach for more people to be able to come into this live, to come on this live. Thank you for liking. Thank you for your comments. The phone fell down and screen cracked. Whoa, so sorry about that. So sorry about that, Mr. Patrick. I hope you're able to fix it soon, or better still, get a new one. Okay, I pray that there will be open doors for you, uh, provisions to get something new. So now, if you are following, I was talking about the fact that we all have devices. And one thing that we do with our devices, Mr. Patrick, as soon as your phone gets to, maybe you're allowed to get to about 10% battery, what do you do? What do you think of doing? What exactly do you think of doing? What comes to your mind and what do you do? Welcome to the live. Thank you for joining in. Let me know where you are watching from. We like to meet you. It's a wonderful community here. We have Mr. Patrick, Honor Patrick Joseph from Uganda. Let's know where you are watching from. Oh, thank you. Mr. Patrick says, I've already liked. I don't know if the like is reflected in your side. Okay, so it happens. I don't know how this happens to the system. Like I said earlier, that sometimes there are quite a number of people on the live, but the system does not reflect that. So sometimes you are thinking, oh, it's just one person, two, three, but at the end of the live streaming, you find out that quite a number of people join this live. So don't be discouraged if you are seeing yourself. Right now, I'm seeing two. Okay, I'm seeing one. Okay, so sometimes people come in and go out, and I'm not seeing, I can't see the light reflecting. All right, so but if you are just joining in, maybe by the time one or two more persons are able to double tap, we can get a reflection on the screen. So, but not to worry. Thank you for liking and for your feedback. So, hoping that it will reflect soon. Mr. Joseph says, I will, yes, charging is what comes to your mind. That's the first thing. Very important. And you know what happens if you refuse to charge? If you refuse to charge your phone, what's going to happen? Okay. Uh, just let me know in the chat. What do you think? What do you know, or by experience, what happens if using your phone for hours? You know, there are some phone batteries that actually last 72 hours, you know, without charging. You can go on 24 hours, go on 48 hours, and then 72 hours. But there's a time. Okay, so whether within 24 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours, if your phone battery gets to 10%, what do you do? Mr. Patrick says, it will, what comes to mind is charging that phone. And if you don't, what happens, Mr. Patrick? What happens to your phone if you don't charge the battery? What happens to your phone? Let me get some water. Is Mr. Joseph still there? Or we have someone else, other people joining in? Let me know where you are joining from. Kindly drop a comment in the chat. I know quite a number of people are joining in. No. I'm waiting for your response. Responses. Okay, just putting this in the corner somewhere there. All right. So I can see your next message. Mr. Patrick says, I will reach up. It will reach up a point when the phone starts to warn of battery being low. That's interesting. So there's usually a warning that battery is low. And you know, there are some settings that you have on your phone that lets you know that, okay, you can indicate at what point you want your notification, that notification of your low battery. You know, some people set at 20%, some people 40, 50, some people 10%. So you can choose. But do you know, I'm sure by experience, that if you refuse to charge your battery, whether it's at 40%, 10%, and you keep using it, you know, what happens to that phone? Happens to that phone? That battery actually gets or becomes empty. That's the way he puts it. You have some devices that actually show that give that warning, battery empty. Okay, so I just use that analogy to help us to start this discussion. You know, many people are becoming empty. I mean, empty physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, spiritually, because they have refused to recharge. So, how long can you continue functioning, you know, with maybe 100%, and you keep dropping and dropping and dropping? So, that's not you, okay? But that's like many people in the world, everywhere, whether you're in Nigeria, in the UK, in Canada, in the US, in Argentina, South Africa, Kenya. It doesn't matter where you are. If you are in India, this principle applies everywhere, every time, to everyone. If you refuse to recharge, if you refuse to recharge, I mean, you know what that means. Okay, but like I explained, people have different percentages. Thank you for the like, okay, and subscribe. The yes, thank you for responding to the poll. So people have, just like Mr. Joseph says, it will reach a point where the phone starts to warn of battery being low. So that warning begins to come with different, we call them symptoms, signs for some people when they are able to approach their doctor or physician for proper evaluation. Okay. But you, as an individual, you can tell when your battery begins to get low, whether it is your spiritual battery, talking about your mental health battery, or even your physical health battery. Now, I emphasize the fact that this um, life that you have as an individual is a complete one, and that's what God has been gracious to do, to give us uh, a foundation in our spirit, um, a soul, and a body. So we call it the tripartite being, tripartite man. Okay, that's your whole person, your spirit, soul, and body. All right. But the one you pay more attention to will determine the results you get. Very important to pay attention to our foundation, the spiritual. Very important. Your relationship with God, your worship of God, your fellowship. Many people, being a Sunday, many people as Christians go to church, even Muslims attend several different meetings, in place of worship, and they say, "Oh, we are worshiping, praising God, reading the Word of God, listening to the Word of God." And interestingly, it goes beyond what you are hearing to what you are doing. So if you just keep hearing, which is very good, very important, you are building your spirit, you are praying, you are studying the Word of God. But if you don't put all that you are learning, all that you are hearing into good use, into practice, then you cannot get the benefits. You cannot be productive as an individual when it comes to the spiritual dimension, which is very important, which is a foundational aspect of our lives. So even if a man is broken physically, you have seen many people that are a bit challenged, disabled, but they are doing great in life. When I say great, they are touching lives, they are excited about life, they are doing things that even people that have everything okay physically are not able to do. So, what's the difference? There's a strong spirit. If you do not have a strong spirit, I mean, if you get a diagnosis of any medical condition, it can break you down. whether it's a diagnosis of hypertension, diabetes, any other medical condition, it could actually break you down. But with a strong spirit, you know with God you can handle this. With God you can handle this. With God you can handle this. So you need to be a strong man or woman in the spirit, a man or woman of the spirit. But it doesn't just happen, it's about charging. You have to keep charging, whether in a congregational manner or as an individual. You need to recognize the need to charge yourself spiritually. Place of prayer, place of worship. Now, your soul receives different words, inputs, different factors that influence your soul. Okay. Now, there's a part of the scripture that talks about, maybe David was talking, why are you cast down, oh my soul? Why are you disquieted within me? Hope in God. So there is an aspect of receiving correct information into your soul to help you to live with hope. As a spiritual man or woman, you are a man or woman of faith. Okay, so that's foundational. But you need to ensure that you are exposed to the correct things, the things that will build your soul, the things that will be appropriate, right, that will feed your soul correctly. And if you are not doing that, if you are not exposing yourself to the things that will feed your soul, that will help your soul, if you are exposing yourself to the things that will break you down, then you are not charging yourself well. It means you are not recharging appropriately. Okay, so people keep going, people keep doing things, and then think they can keep on going without recharging. So when are you going to stop? When are you going to plug yourself in and recharge? I don't know who is listening to me at this time. I just believe that somebody somewhere, needs this reminder or needs to know this, that the importance of recharging. You cannot, underplay this. You cannot take it for granted. The same way, if your phone is going low on battery at this time, what you are thinking of doing, and you do that, you do it. In fact, because of social media, many content creators may be on the live at this time, because you want to record, you want to upload, you want to edit, you want to respond to comments, you have other meetings that you may need to attend, online virtual meetings. Okay, you want to charge your phone. What about your life? What about giving some attention to recharge yourself? So people get into burnout, people get into anxiety modes, people get depressed, people get suicidal because they refuse to recognize the need to recharge. So that was just an introductory aspect to this discussion. And I would like to know what your thoughts are when it comes to stress and rest. There's a battle, and we face that battle every day. Every one of us. You may even be facing it right now. Some people have sleeplessness. Some people are just restless. But the fact is that it's just a season, and you must learn to balance. That's the point. Learn to balance. A level of stress is good. From the introductory aspect that I did about 48 hours ago, I told us what stress really is. It's your reaction. It's a bit of tension on an individual, and it varies in terms of the type of stress, the timing. Some people move from just acute stress to chronic stress, and this happens a lot in this fast-paced world where people are all out, everybody, hustling and all. In different cities, people are all out working, and there isn't not anything wrong. There's nothing wrong in living to earn, you know, to make a living, to be a responsible man or a responsible woman, okay, a responsible individual to your life. But you should note that the more you keep giving without recharging, the more your stress level increases, the more you move into burnout. And there are some uh, conditions that you cannot even help yourself anymore. Of course, with some support, with guidance, you may be able to help yourself. So there are different factors, there are different types. So people move from just 1 week of experiencing a particular stress, maybe at work, in their relationship, in business, to moving from 1 week to 2 weeks, to months, and it becomes a major thing, lasting for weeks, lasting for months. So if you are not going to get into that kind of life where you are now experiencing chronic stress, but if you are already experiencing chronic stress, there is always a way out. Okay, you can seek support. That's where we have professional support, your medical doctor, maybe your family doctor, your psychologist, counselor, your pastor, different opportunities that you have, different people around you that can give you the necessary support. Okay, so but when it is accurate, it's okay. Just something. Thank you for the second like. Okay, have I seen that? Okay, thank you for the second like. Let me know where you are watching from. Thank you for joining this live. Welcome. Happy Sunday to you. I'm glad you are joining in. Kindly drop in the chats where are you watching from? Okay, we're talking about the stress, talking about rest versus stress versus rest. The battle we all face. Sometimes a silent battle, sometimes a well spoken battle, so loud, but sometimes silent within, and then without. So, what are these different areas people experience stress at work? Mental stress is a major one. I mean, many people are dealing with mental health issues but are undiagnosed. Okay, that's one very interesting statistics. People are undiagnosed. Okay, so that's what happens when something alarming suddenly happens. Sudden experience, just finding out that somebody committed suicide, just finding out that somebody decided to to stop doing something because there had been some experience from different levels, and then at that point the person could no longer take it. Okay, so that's where recharging comes in. If you don't check yourself, check your battery, recharge, you find yourself experiencing this. Okay. Okay, Mr. Joseph says, I'm on and off, doctor. Okay, it's fine. I know we have different things that we need to attend to at different times. So I hope you can watch at the end of the live, you can watch the replay. And if you are still with me on this live, let me know in the chat. It's always good to know that I know there are people watching. Okay, but it will do the channel good when you engage more. Okay, don't do it from a distance. All right, I want to say don't do it from a distance. Let's get to know you. Okay, now, as I was saying, there are different areas where people experience stress. Stress at work, business, relationships, Name it. It may just be as simple as planning for a function, a ceremony. There's a level of stress, which is good. That gets you going. It helps to plan. It helps to get things right. If you have a program that you need to organize, but when it becomes something that affects your person, that begins to manifest with symptoms, then it's no longer just stress. It's something that is now beginning to lead, that may lead to burnout. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know where you are watching from. Now, let me know if this resonates with you, if you know what I'm talking about when it comes to experiencing stress and dealing with stress. All right. So, some people are able to handle the symptoms. People are able to uh, do something, maybe take a rest. There's a fight, there's a battle between stress and rest. It sounds the same. So there's something within. There's that battle within, and the within, there are some unspoken experiences. People come out to talk about their experiences later. In the recent time in Nigeria, you find people sharing what they've been through, what they are going through, and all. It's always good, and it means maybe that's part of the process to their healing. All right. But if you are able to do something at the point that you are experiencing the stress, why not take action at that time? Why not recharge? Why not take a break? Why not withdraw? People keep giving. That's where the physical aspect now. When people begin to do work, they are if they are not there, they are so trusted that if they are not there, the job may not be given to another person. That's fine. It's a good quality. But if you find out that you're beginning to have recurrent headaches, body pains, abdominal discomfort, and that's related to work, then you should find a way to delegate. You should find a way to withdraw and take a break. You can take a break to re-energize. But looking at it from within, people have battles, emotional challenges, people have mental issues. A lot of people have had disappointments in different areas, and they are not able to move on. you know and at that point, there's a point where you can choose to step up above your problem, step up above your challenges, and step to a level where you can experience the healing, the wholeness that God wants you to have, and then be able to help other people. If you are not strong within, if you are not able to heal, you cannot help others. I hope you are following. Okay, Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph says, I'm around. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Good to know you are here. Let me know if you can still hear me. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, we have 4 people that I can see, but we have 2 likes. Kindly double tap on your screen to like the live. Uh, it's a gentle request. That's one of the ways that you be supporting the channel. Thank you for doing that. For those that don't know, when you double tap on your phone or your tab, it shows that it highlights that like icon, that thumbs up, and that helps the system to show to more people. So it's up there, to there or there, here or there. So check it. You can see the like, and then for those who are yet to subscribe, remember to subscribe so that you can be a full member of this community, the health conscious people from different parts of the world. Okay, so let me know um, what you have heard so far from what I've been saying. All right. So talking about within, a lot of people are experiencing things. It's when I've been in counseling, I've been in consultation with individuals, families, that you get to find out that there's no physical problem really, but there's likely a social factor. There's a mental health issue ongoing that, if not recognized and dealt with, could complicate an individual's life and even affect families, friends, and everyone around such an individual. Okay, thank you, Mr. Joseph. Clear and loud. Okay, you can hear me clear and loud. Thank you for the feedback. All right, so people don't pay attention to these parts, and they keep going until they break down. So you don't have to break down. And if you do, you must be ready, you must be willing, and you must be prompt at getting up. Pick up yourself and keep running, keep moving. Okay? God created us for movement. He didn't create us to just be there to sit. Okay? You need to keep moving. Uh, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, you need to move. So there are battles within. And let me just look at my notes. The fact is that people go through mental stress, and it doesn't show many times. It doesn't show early, um, except people who are outspoken. Some people are able to talk about what they are going through early, but others just keep to themselves, and that is really bad. That's worse because it could actually be so bad that they are overwhelmed with their own thoughts, rather than being expressive, communicating, and receiving the necessary help and support. Okay, do you know anyone like that? They just keep things to themselves, just um, taking it and processing. Sometimes their thoughts are just negative. Okay, sometimes they are thinking, well, okay. So, but it's until the opportunity comes, or when another situation arises, that they are able to communicate, that you find out, oh, this person has been thinking, this person has been, you know, worried. Other times it may be related to work, the demand of work, mental work. A student preparing for an exam, or maybe a worker preparing for a professional for a uh, professional exam, maybe promotional exam. Could be anything. Working on a project, this engages your mental faculties, and you want to do well, and there's nothing wrong in that. But there are times that you just need to understand that when you take a break, few minutes, few days from that project, you find out that coming back, you will be more energized, you will be more encouraged, you are fitted more for the work or the assignment that you have. I believe you can hear me. I believe you are following. So there are battles within, pressure here and there. People are thinking, how do I handle this? Especially talking about challenges in relationships. People have differences, challenges. People have personalities, and there comes times that friction, conflicts, physically, emotionally, you know, engages the mental faculties of an individual. So when an individual gets consumed with the thoughts of those challenges, it begins to affect other areas of their life. I hope you are watching and listening to this. I hope somebody is getting something from this. I hope this is something that you can relate with. I hope you know someone that can benefit from this information, and I'm here to actually encourage someone to get to that balance. There's a need for a bit of stress to get you working, to achieving your goals. For achieving your goals, there is a need for that. You know, the way I'm talking, I'm really talking with passion because I I've seen people, I've come across people who uh, could be doing better than they are uh, elsewise, but because of the stress levels, the inability to cope. So, what's the question is what is or what are your coping strategies? How do you cope with stress? How do you cope with stress? You can drop in the chat. How do you cope with stress? So, some people get involved in overthinking, thinking about how to get things done, when to get it done, rather than just having the proper plan, the goals, seeking assistance where necessary, and taking the steps. Some people are thinking how they want to start a business, how they want to start a relationship, but they're not taking steps. Of course, it begins with the thought, which is very good. But what about taking steps? And that's part of the solution. If you don't take steps, you can get consumed with your thoughts, with your plans, and you won't be getting results. And so that overwhelming experience of your thoughts around a particular matter can get you stressed. So one of the things I decided to do is to put action to the things that I am thinking, talking about, the plans I have, putting action. Because if you don't put action, you just find out that you keep thinking about it. But when you get it done, you move from there. So when are you going to start doing that thing that you said you were going to do? When will you start doing it? So people get into depression, people get into panic attacks. Some people have experienced some very uh, sensitive uh, encounters in their lives. Some people have been raped, some people have been robbed, different experiences. So those are forms of stress. So some people may have, someone here may have post-traumatic post-traumatic stress disorder, you know, from a particular event that happened. Some people is from the loss of a loved one. I hope my video is stable. Let me know. I feel it's shaky. Okay, should be stable now. Let me know if it's stable, if the video is stable. Let me know if this video is stable. Is my is my video stable? Let me know if you can hear me and if the video is stable. Thank you for the 3 likes. What about now? Okay, you said the video is stable. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. But the network on and off. How is it now? I hope my network is stable now. Hope you can see me clearly and then you can hear me clearly? Let me know if you can hear me and if you can see clearly. Let me know in the chat. So Joseph, is this stable now? Is is the network stable? Let me know if the network is stable. Anyone there? Let me know if you can hear me clearly and if the video is also good. Okay, yes, it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the feedback. Thank you so much. All right, so we are talking about the battle within, and a lot of people are suffering, but they are not talking about their suffering. All right, so but some of these experiences lead people to having suicidal thoughts. One, some people end up breaking relationships. Some people end up losing jobs, opportunities for business, so many experiences because they're not able to handle that stress in a way that they could still uh, heal and be productive and fulfill their own part in life. All right. So but there are expectations. People have expectations of you as an individual. You have as a man, you are responsible. You want to be a responsible father, responsible husband, responsible uncle, responsible man wherever you are, which is very good. Okay, but you must be able to balance what you are putting in yourself. That's the recharging with the efforts, with the energy that you are giving to doing the things that you are involved in. So there are expectations, there are projects, there are deadlines that you want to meet. So that's where the conflict is. That those are external factors. I've talked about the internal factors, factors within, but there are external factors that can affect you as an individual. And you must position yourself in such a way that you won't allow those external factors to be strong enough to break you down. You must build that resilience. And don't forget that I started by talking about having that strong foundation in the spirit as a spiritual man or woman, having that strong foundation in your soul with what you feed yourself, you feed your soul with. And of course, the need to take care of your body. We cannot deny, you cannot push that to the side. You need to take care of your body. And how do you do that? There are some things that you do that actually affect these different aspects of your life. Whether you talk about your soul, your spirit, there are physical things that you do. And one very important one is sleep. We cannot overemphasize the need to get adequate sleep. Sleep that is restorative, sleep that is of quality, that brings the necessary repair to your body, brings you to a new level of energy to perform your tasks in life. Okay, so are you getting the necessary number of hours of sleep that you need? How many hours do you actually sleep? For how many hours do you sleep? So these are things that you need to check. Are you winning the battle? Which on which side are you really? Are you on the side of stress and that's getting overwhelming? Are you suffering from chronic stress? You need to take a break. Remember, you need to recharge. Your battery is going down. Your battery is going down and you don't want it to become empty. So some people don't go for checkup. So that's why the battery is going down. Nobody to alert them to say, "Oh, see, something is happening here. Check your kidney, check your liver, check this, check that, your cholesterol level, check it. Take caution here." People don't do that. So they begin to lose the strength or the power that they should have. So that 100% begins to drop to 50%, begins to drop to 10%. And you can imagine the consequences of having a very low battery. So what are you going to do? You should put some action to what you know to do. Learn to rest. Rest is not sinful. Very important. Interestingly, God is a very good example. And God rested. So, when are you going to start living the life that God has designed? There's a need to rest. So sometimes that's why I'm not showing up sometimes. I just need to ensure that I'm giving the necessary care to this vessel so that it can do all that needs to be done in a way that it will be beneficial not just to me but to the people that I need to serve. So when are you going to start doing the needful when it comes to giving your body the needed care? Sleep, sleep, very important. In this age of social media, uh, you're tempted. You want to see what's the next information, even if for you, especially as a content creator, you want to uh, learn more. You want to also uh, record. You want to edit. You want to upload, which is very important. That's good work. You want to impact lives. You want to give your own contribution. You want to earn, by creating content. Very good. But we must learn to take rest. Rest is not sinful. On which side are you right now? Are you on the side of stress, acute or chronic stress, or even getting into burnout right now? So once stress is not addressed appropriately, once the necessary action is not taken to deal with stress, then you as an individual can get into burnout, can get burnt out, and you don't want to be there. At that time, people need medications, people need psychological support, and you don't want to be there. Okay, there are people that are enjoying that and they recover, but you can avoid that. So, what are you going to do? Let me know in the comments, in the chat. How many hours do you sleep in the night? How many hours of night sleep do you get? How many hours of night sleep do you get? How many hours of night sleep do you get? Let me take a pause and see what you've got to say. Let me know in the chat what you think about what I've been sharing with you. Okay, I'm getting some feedback here. Mr. Patrick says, me, 6 hours. That's good. On the average, 6 hours is good for you as an adult. Okay, 6 to 8 hours is fine. Rarely would you find an adult doing 9 hours in this time and age. Okay, there's a lot to be done. Some people are even running 3, 4 jobs, right? Businesses and all. But that's no excuse for not giving yourself the necessary care. Your body deserves that break, that rest. So you shouldn't feel guilty that you are resting. 6 hours of night sleep is good, especially when you wake with some level of energy, some strength. You are ready to fire into the day. You are ready to do the work that you need to do in the following day. So you must be sure that you are getting that adequate quality sleep. It gives time for your brain to reset. It gives time for your brain to repair. Okay, it's a very important mode that we must be getting into every night. Definitely, occasionally, you may need to stretch yourself, go late into the night, do some work. Very good, but you must learn to uh, just make that occasionally. That shouldn't be a lifestyle, a pattern of life that you are sleeping less than 6 hours. Of course, I know some adults will do 5 hours, which is fine. Okay, but when you begin to go 4 hours, you could even say 3 hours. No, 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 no. Your body isn't designed to be overworked. Who say there's nothing like overwork? You can your body. People are then forced to rest, whether resting at home or they eventually need to get to the hospital, getting admitted or getting treated in the outpatient clinic. So let's work on the balance. I understand the importance of some measure of stress to get the work done. We need it. But rest must be part of our focus. We must treasure it. We must value and we must pay attention. We must do the needful when it comes to resting. And I hope somebody has learned something from this interaction. Okay. Um, you may need to visit with your doctor if you find out that you're having some overwhelming thoughts, um, some disturbances in your mind. Some people begin to hear sounds, hear voices. Some people begin to see things that others cannot are not seeing. Some people begin to even obey some commands. I mean, those are levels of mental uh, health conditions. Okay, so if you are seeing yourself having recurrent headaches, loss of appetite, loss of interest in the things that you were normally interested in, then you need to have a proper check, mental check. And there's nothing wrong in that. And there shouldn't be any stigma about that. So when was the last time you talked to somebody about the way you feel? about the thoughts ongoing in your mind. Of course, there is the opportunity to talk to God. Very important. Share, um, even though He knows what you're going through, He sees your tears. You pray about it. But there's a need to seek the right, I mean, to seek support, physical support also. And that goes a long way. So many people are not doing that. They're just isolating and trying to deal with the matter on their own, but they do not have enough energy, enough strength to actually deal with it. They have not recharged well enough. So, how well are you recharging? Rest is a way of recharging, and you need to ensure that you are recharging. If you are able to charge your battery, you are conscious of your battery becoming low, and you don't want it to empty out, then you should be more concerned about your own life, how you need to ensure that you are recharging appropriately. And there are different other ways by which you can recharge, you know apart from sleep. Diet. Are you someone that skips meals? Do you skip your breakfast even when you are not fasting? Some people are in the habit of doing so. So if you are doing that, you are missing something very important, because literally your body is actually fasted. If you sleep at 9 or 10 p.m., or you ate your last meal at 8 p.m., okay, 4 hours, 12 a.m., maybe 5 more hours. That's like 9 hours plus for different people of fasting. So if you now push it to 12 p.m., that's when you are taking your brunch now. That's what we call it. No longer breakfast. Okay, so that's like 11 hours or so, or 12 hours, more than 12 hours of fasting, and that's doing your body no good. Your body needs to be nourished with the right kind of food. Talking about vegetables, talking about fruits, you know. We talk about these things, but do you do them? I have some bananas right beside me, you know, here on my table. I have some groundnuts here. I've taken them. I've taken oranges. So these are things that we need to be consciously. You must be seeing. You must be doing these things, and those are the things that your body will respond to. But if you feed your body so much with processed foods, occasionally you can indulge. But if your pattern is just consuming processed foods, sugars, then you cannot be talking about having a healthy, really healthy body. May even affect your mind. So let me know what you do. How do you cope with stress? How do you cope with stress? How do you cope with stress? We've gone about an hour in this live. Let me know what you have learned so far, and let me know how you cope with stress. How do you cope with stress? Let me have some banana. Mm-mm. Okay, Mr. Patrick, thank you for tuning in. You're feeling sleepy. Yes, it's night. We're talking about sleep, so you deserve to enjoy your sleep. Thank you for joining in. Hope you have taken dinner. Of course, I expect that you've taken that earlier, 9 p.m., and then snack on fruits. So hope you have a pleasant, excuse me. I wish you a pleasant night rest. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you can hear me, Mr. Patrick. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So the summary of this session is just that there's a battle, there's a conflict, there's a fight, and that has to do with stress and rest. Stress and rest. We need a measure of stress to get things done in life, and there's not no doubt about that. But when stress becomes chronic, overwhelming, may lead to burnout, and a lot of people suffer within, and they don't attend to that early enough. They don't recharge with the pressures from out there, pressures from different places, different things. They're not able to balance, and then their battery begins to go down. But there's always an opportunity, there's always a way out, there's a way you can recharge. We talk about sleep, we talk about diet. You may need to actually see your doctor, you know, just get that professional approach to your management, and you see yourself bouncing back. I'm going to stop here for this session. Catch up again soon. Be uploading some videos this week, so watch out and remember to engage with those videos. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, kindly subscribe so that we can keep connected. Click on all notifications. When you look for that bell, it will show, give you options. So move from personalized to all notifications, and you will definitely be getting notifications when I come up live like this, or when I upload a video or post in the community. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now. Mr. Joseph, thank you so much for engaging, and everyone who joined in but was not able to drop a comment. Well, you can watch the replay and let me know what you think. Bye for now.